Well, good morning. This is William of Williams, Philippines, and it's March 23rd, 24, year 2024. Anyway, good morning. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm up to 29 subscribers, so yay. Please keep subscribing. Likes and comments are welcome too. I try to get back to all of them as fast as I can, usually within the first 24 hours. And, I had somebody was commenting, don't sell your house. Well, I had planned on selling my house 15 years ago and just buying a pickup truck and a travel trailer and dragging it around the U.S. So this isn't something new. So, no, it's not grass greener. It's a severe case of changing the choice as to where the scenery that I want to go travel around. And I live in Amarillo, Texas. Amarillo. Amarillo. Because, we're yellow around here. So, I might be looking for greener grass. But that's because I live in a desert. And most everything around here is yellow or tan. But it's not that I'm trying to, I was going to sell the house and travel around to start with. I just changed which country I'm going to do it in. And, I don't know about y'all, but I've seen the U.S. I've done my share of bouncing around here. And, I enjoyed the Philippines when I was there back in 82 and 83 with the Navy, and I had, a lot of fun there during that time. And no, I don't intend on, making this just a fancy, flirting thing. I'm choosing to get over there and go there because I choose to have a different life. I've been in the U.S. I've seen what's out here. And I could choose to take and drive around the U.S. in a truck, dragging around a trailer, and see what's out there. But I'm looking at the costs, and it's not going to take and be cost effective to stay here in the U.S. So I'm going to take and move to the Philippines. And it is my intention to come over there and enjoy life, make it simple. My biggest stress load over there, as far as I'm concerned, the most I want to stress out over something will be, do I buy 25 pesos worth of fish bait or 50 pesos worth of fish bait? Because I don't want to get drug off the beach too early because I ran out of bait. So do I, spend the extra 25 pesos? Basically, do I spend 50 extra cents, 50 pennies, to make sure I don't leave the beach before I'm done fishing? So trying to figure out which beach I want to go fish on. That's going to be a bigger stress. Y'all got way too many beaches for me to go look at. So, just find a nearby beach and go fishing. That's all I care about is, relaxing, having fun. And if I can catch, a fish, cut it up and use the guts as bait and cook it up for breakfast overnight or dinner that night, I'm happy. About the only other thing I care about past that is, finding a place to actually, plant seeds. I like growing things. I'm a gardener, can't help it. Genetic disposition. I like growing things. And, well, from what I understand, y'all have it pretty easy over there to grow things. I'm hearing y'all talking about, the weather being dry over there right now. And I'm going, what? Because, well, I've been here when it was less than 5% humidity. And I've been here on, several days in a row when it was never broke 10% humidity. 15% humidity. Yeah, we stay dry around here. That's why everything's yellow. Yeah, because it's all dried up and dying. So getting to see some green stuff is a good thing. And I really want to enjoy getting to see some green stuff. So no, this, like I said, it isn't a case of I'm coming over there because grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. Well, in this case, yes, it is, because everything on this side of the fence is bloody yellow. Because it's dried out, and yeah, throw a spark somewhere and watch the area burn down kind of dry. And I'm kind of tired of that. Don't get me wrong, I love the Panhandle of Texas. As far as I'm concerned, the only reason I'm leaving is because I want to enjoy a different kind of place. I'm retiring, and I was going to go, walk about, or gypsy, wanderer, whatever you want to call it. I was going to do that around the U.S. But having seen 43 of the 50, having been I've seen a lot. I got no wants to go to some of these places again, and well, I look at the amount of places here that I actually want to go to and the issues it would require to stay here finance-wise. Y'all went out over in the Philippines. So, yeah, I'm wanting to go to the Philippines and enjoy my retirement, bouncing around until I can find a place I want to plant seeds and, put trees in the ground. Grow things, grow a tree. That's a really optimistic and forward-looking thing. Because when old men plant trees upon which they will never get to sit in the shade of, that's a straight-up sign of somebody looking to a future. I want to put, more trees in the ground. Y'all might have seen the pear tree that was in my front yard when I moved all that stuff to the front yard. I also have 2 apple trees in the backyard. And, yeah, I haven't really got to spend a lot of time under the shade of those. Although they've been planted for 10 years, they ain't quite big enough to really sit under. And I really don't want to sit under there because, well, there's a beehive under that tree. And I like the idea of having bees, even if it's a stray swarm that came in and took over. But, yeah, I'm not wanting to sit under the tree with a bunch of bees that get irritated when strange people are standing around too close to their front door. You think Texans have an issue about people being strange and standing around in our... Yeah, the bees are even worse than Texans when it comes down to being a little bit porcupine about being around our home. Yeah, bees just don't like to have strange people around because, well, they get a little nervous about, invasions and such. Might have something to do with nature and everything loves honey. Just saying, And I do miss having lots of honey around. I don't know, before I get rid of them and transfer them off to somebody else, I might try to collect a small batch of honey, even if it's just a small jar or pint jar. I don't know. Could I bring some home raised honey from here to the Philippines? I don't know. I'll have to check that out. I don't think I can, but maybe? I don't know. I've had a lot of honey from bees in my backyard. I still got honey here from bees in my backyard. I'm not bashful about it. I like honey from bees in my backyard. So, yeah. All these fun things. And, well, I don't know about you, but there's so much stuff that honey goes good with. So, yeah. I really do want to continue trying to do that kind of thing. With my house here, I was always planting things. I have a garden, I raised bees. I actually planted several grapevines. I've got Merlot grapevine in my backyard that I actually got a few grapes off of. Not enough for a whole batch of wine, but some of my wine had grapes from my backyard. And, well, yes, I made wine. I make beer. These are things I've learned to do. This is why I'm having to get rid of all this stuff, is because I've managed to collect so much of doing this, that, and the other that, yeah, it's back when I was a kid, it was just called, having a house, a home. As we get older, they change some words, and now they call you a prepper or homesteader. And I really don't get that. Homestead. Well, we get a tax exemption for our home because it's called a homestead exemption. But nobody really understands the meaning of homestead anymore. Make your home pay for itself. When people homesteaded back, in the day, they built their home in such a way that, everything was trying to do a bit of producing something from your home that helped pay for your home, that helped maintain your home. So if you have a garden in your yard and you get food out of it, this is your home providing something so that you don't have to go down the road and get it from somewhere else and pay money out. So your home provided food for you as a homestead so that you didn't have to waste money buying something else. You're already having to buy your home. And so, yeah, homestead. Well, homestead, I'm raising bees so that I have honey that I can use to turn into mead. And the bees pollinate my garden so that my garden produces more, better. And my seeds are, I can grow my seeds and, yeah, I can collect them and they actually grow the next year. That's why I got the bees in the first place. I noticed that, my seeds weren't looking healthy. And I was planting them and not getting very much in the way of stuff growing off of seeds I'd harvested. And so I got bees and boom, I started having seeds that actually grew and produced plants. Because, well, Up here, there weren't a lot of bees, and so we didn't have a lot of pollination, as much pollination as we needed here in the Panhandle of Texas, High Plains Desert. Yeah. So I hauled off and raised bees to take and do, the pollinating of my garden, which produced, seeds for next year and food for this year. And sometimes food for next year, too. I had some tomatoes, purple Cherokees that came out, and I had such an abundance of them that I actually made tomato sauce out of them. And that tomato sauce went into my spaghetti sauce. And I had a naturally sweet, because the tomatoes that went into them were sweet, I had a naturally sweet spaghetti sauce. And I can tell you honestly, I loved that. I actually want to raise more. So finding some place over there that, I can settle down and, a little bit of land that I can put a garden in, is something I like the idea of doing. It's just something I believe in doing. And because I believe in doing stuff like that, I ended up having here was, I have trees that I planted. I have, bees in the backyard. I have grapes that I planted. I had a compost bin. I don't know if I showed it. I think I did. I'm going to tear it down because it's, kind of wore out. But I had enough compost going through all that, especially when I had all my chickens. And at one time, I actually had like 23 chickens, plus I had another 16, I think it was, or 20. Started off with 20 and it dropped down to 16. That ended up being meat birds, those Cornish cross. And I took those and turned them into, dinner, fried chicken, and, such. And I actually had one little rooster from that actually he got loose and was very leery when he was young, and so he didn't eat like the other ones, and he ended up living with my hens, and so he became one of my roosters that ended up in my chicken coop, and ended up not going into my meat program. So I didn't get to eat him, but he did end up being a very actual good rooster. He was a bit slower than the others, but believe me, when he decided to take and do something about it, he kept my dogs back. Of course, they had to come close to him to actually have that happen, because he was a fat boy. He had a little bit of weight to him. And he managed to live for a full 2 years. And they say that, these type birds do horrible when he had a shorter life, yes. But he had a life that ran around, and he actually made, fertile eggs. And I actually ended up having a Cornish cross male that mated with my Red Ranger hen. And I ended up with a cross between those that was bigger than my Red Rangers and, grew faster than my Red Rangers, but was healthier. And that little rooster, Junior, ended up being my main rooster for about 3.5 years before he passed on. I culled him. He got old and slow, and I had a couple of his grandkids, or his kids, that were up and coming. So yes, raising food in your homestead, and doing that. And this is something I'm going to, try to remember to, I want to get back over there and find a little piece of land I can lease. I know I can't own it, but that's okay. If I can, put some trees in the ground and somebody else enjoys the fruit of it, yay, I'm okay with that. I got to plant trees. I got to improve the land. And improving the world by feeding it veggies or fruit. I'm okay. And one of the things I actually seeing grow over there, y'all can grow avocados. I've been trying to grow avocados here, and I've had them get up, and actually had them last for 2-3 years. I've had about a dozen attempts, and the oldest one I had got to be 3 years. That really irritates me, because I couldn't get those to grow. There's just some things I didn't have luck with, and for me, that's like insulting to me, to not be able to grow something. Like I said, I'm a gardener. I love being a gardener. And to not be able to get something to grow is just totally horrible. I actually have peppers, jalapeno peppers, that I've been growing that strain here in Amarillo for 15 years. And I've put those seeds in the ground every year and collected seeds from those jalapenos and grew them the next year. And I've got a strain of little jalapenos that put out about a 2-inch pepper that is just nuclear hot. Scorched earth kind of thing. I love it. They're so hot that I barely want to eat them raw. I prefer to cook with them. But a couple of them a year, I go out there, I pick them off the bush and eat them right there while I'm walking around the garden. Of course, as soon as I get done eating that, I'm on the way to go get some milk and bread. Yeah, those things are hot. Oh, they're hot. And they're dark green, almost black. They're almost that green, dark green. But, I love them. And I'm going to miss this because I can't bring the seeds over there. But I'm pretty sure I can find some seeds over there to take and start a batch of peppers and start raising them. I don't know how long I'll get to take and raise them so that they become mine. But, if I can raise them for 10 years doing the same thing, seeds from this year produce next year's seeds, which produce that year's peppers, which produce next year's seeds, and I get peppers, I'm okay with that. And if I can do 10 years of that, I'll claim it as, Williams Filipino jalapenos, Filipino jalapenos, because it'll be mine. I'll be doing it, and I'll be selectively, going for the hottest ones. I like spicy hot jalapenos. They go good in eggs. They go good in cornbread. They go good in soups. They go good on top of pizzas, and all these things to try to be able to raise them in the Philippines. Now, don't get me wrong, I want to take and bounce around, but hey, one of the first things I'll do, and if I do get that camper and I get to bounce around with it, one of the things that'll be there will be a jalapeno growing in the floorboard or something. And I'll pull it out and set it out for the sun to get with it. And, every chance I get, pull it out of the little camper carabao and sit it out, let it get today's sun. And, when I stay there a couple days, let it sit there, make sure I water it. And then when I go somewhere else, pick it up, it's in a pot. Pick it up, put it in the back of the carabao and tote it off to the next beach. I can do this. I'm not afraid to tote a plant around. So yeah, I do want to find a place to actually settle down though. But I also want to find, which island I want to settle down on. And to find an island to settle down on, you need to travel around and find out which area you like the most. I don't know. Are they going to have a problem with me taking a plant from one island to the next? I know they have issues about bringing plants and seeds in without having I guess, your Department of Agriculture authorize it. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. It is something that I do plan on doing while I'm over there is, finding a place to settle down and going fishing. And if I can find a place to settle down and plant plants, well, I can still go fishing. And hey, when I get to bring home a few fish go under a plant and make real good fertilizer. I know this. I've done it here in the Panhandle, here in my backyard, at my aunt's yard. And I am not bashful. I like planting things. It is what I is. Anyway, this is William from Williams, Philippines, and yeah, it's not just because the grass is greener there in the Philippines. It's because, well, I want to travel again. I've seen the U.S., and I kind of don't want to repeat and see everywhere that I've already seen. So yeah, I will be selling my house and taking the money from it and putting it toward trying to, fund my retirement better. I understand that, yeah, I could get more out of it as a rental, but then there's more work involved with that. I don't know, because I've had several people talk to me about it and explain, but I don't want to have to be running back and forth. Like I say, I don't like flying. So for me, just selling it and putting down roots over there somewhere is a good thing. But I understand, giving up on property. I'm not much on that idea either. I don't know. At this point, I still intend on selling it. Anyway, this is William from Williams, Philippines. Y'all have a good day. Later blessings and bye-bye. I'm Fish. And, well, Fish is out. Y'all have a good one now.